In the last few days, the US has made it very clear that they're going to be a bunch of assholes. As the UN voted against the US decision to name Jerusalem the capital of Israel, the country has decided that they're going to go ahead and open an embassy there anyway, and still consider it to be the capital of Israel. The US has decided that they're going to choose what the capital of another country is going to be, despite the fact that it is on stolen land which is under contestment. But can we really expect anything better from a country like the US, which is based on the theft of stolen land? You can't steal stolen land. 1. In the vote, they were destroyed. The draft resolution that had been co-sponsored by Muslim, Arab, and Latin American countries was approved by a decisive vote of 128. 9 members voted against the motion, including the Israeli regime, and the US, and a number of small countries. 35 countries, among them Mexico, Bahrain, Croatia, and the Czech Republic, abstained. The resolution, which is non-binding, has called for the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump to withdraw its decision to recognize Al-Quds as Israel's capital. The U.S. response to the vote can only be described as going full mad. Now, the U.S.'s ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, says that the United States will continue with its plan to move its embassy to Jerusalem.
America will put our embassy in Jerusalem. That is what the American people want us to do, and it is the right thing to do. No vote in the United Nations will make any difference on that. But this vote will make a difference on how Americans look at the UN and on how we look at countries who disrespect us in the UN.
Now, in what can only be described as an act of cowardice, U.S. President Donald Trump has declared his intention to withdraw aid from any country that has voted against the United States in this matter.
I like the message that Nikki sent yesterday at the United Nations for all of these nations that take our money and then they vote against us at the Security Council, or they vote against us potentially at the Assembly. They take hundreds of millions of dollars and even billions of dollars, and then they vote against us. Well, we're watching those votes. Let them vote against us. We'll save a lot. We don't care. But this isn't like it used to be, where they could vote against you and then you pay them hundreds of millions of dollars and nobody knows what they're doing. So, Nikki, that was the right message that you and I agreed to be sent yesterday, and I've had a lot of good comment on it, believe me. People are tired of the United States. The people that live here are great citizens that love this country. They're tired of this country being taken advantage of, and we're not going to be taken advantage of any longer.
The threat is rather ironic when we consider that the second largest recipient of U.S. aid is Israel at about $3 billion. The largest recipient is Afghanistan to the tune of $4.5 billion, but that's a country that's currently under occupation by the United States. It's frankly laughable to consider the idea that the United States is being taken advantage of by poor countries, when in reality is very much the other way around. It is the United States that plunders the rest of the world, and the worst part about this is that the U.S. public will actually believe it. Isn't the U.S. the country that continually complains about the DPRK not following orders handed down by the UN? Isn't that their continued complaint that the DPRK does not respect the rule of law within the United Nations? But it appears that the U.S. is certainly not willing to respect it when they want to violate the sovereign territory of another country. The DPRK refuses and insists that they have a right to build a self-defense against U.S. invasion. Yet when the U.S. is told to stop acting in a manner which steals land from a country, they get angry and defensive about it and even see themselves as the victim. It is very clear that the U.S. and U.S. imperialism are a bunch of hypocrites. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.